Giant pandas are well known for their love of bamboo. In fact, they spend up to 14 hours a day eating it, and they consume up to 40 pounds of it per day. And even though there are other foods that pandas can eat, they almost exclusively eat bamboo. So why do giant pandas eat almost only bamboo? Right now, there are around 1,800 giant pandas left in the wild, but their ancestors were much more widespread. They originally lived in what is now southern Europe, then migrated to India, and then into China. When they arrived in China around 2 million years ago, they quickly found a food source that was easy to obtain and nutritious: bamboo. The oldest known species of bamboo in China dates back about 35 million years. And ever since its arrival in China, around 2 million years ago, the giant panda has pretty much been eating bamboo ever since. At first, scientists thought that pandas chose to eat bamboo because it's easier to digest than other plants. After all, pandas are not great at digesting plant matter. They have shorter digestive tracts than most mammals of their size, and their guts have fewer bacteria than other bears. But when researchers compared the gut bacteria of pandas to other bears, they found that the difference wasn't that big. So maybe pandas don't eat bamboo because it's easy to digest. So researchers set out to find another reason why pandas chose bamboo. They noticed that pandas living in areas with more bamboo were less likely to be killed by humans and more likely to have cubs that survived to adulthood. This made them wonder if maybe pandas started eating bamboo because it's a safer food source. And in 2019, a study published in the journal PNAS suggested that this might actually be the case. They collected data on the giant panda's main predators, the sloth bear and the snow leopard, and their preferred prey. Sloth bears prefer to eat honey and occasionally raid villages for livestock. While snow leopards hunt wild boar, deer, and blue sheep, they also scavenge when they can. But neither of these animals will eat bamboo. The researchers then looked at whether pandas living in areas where these predators lived had more or less bamboo in their diet than pandas that lived in areas where these predators didn't live. And sure enough, pandas living in places with these predators ate more bamboo than pandas living elsewhere. And in 2021, a different research team provided more evidence for this hypothesis. They studied a group of captive pandas, some of which were fed a diet of 40% bamboo and 60% fruits and vegetables, and some of which were fed only bamboo. They found that pandas on the bamboo-only diet were less likely to be obese and had lower blood sugar levels, which makes sense since bamboo has a low glycemic index and is high in fiber. In fact, the researchers think that eating so much bamboo may have helped pandas adapt to a changing climate. Around 120,000 years ago, the climate in China started to dry out, which caused many forests to turn into grasslands. This would have been terrible for pandas since their ancestors would have been forced to compete with other animals for food. But by switching to a bamboo diet, they would have had a reliable food source that no one else could eat. But not everything is rosy for our bamboo-loving friends. Even though bamboo is a great food source, it's not very good for their teeth. Bamboo is very tough, which means that pandas need to spend a lot of time chewing it, up to 14 hours a day. All that chewing puts a lot of pressure on their teeth and jaws. And since pandas are not great at repairing their teeth, they often end up with cracked teeth and toothaches. Luckily for them, bamboo doesn't get in the way of finding a partner. If you want to learn why pandas hold hands when they mate, watch this video. Speaking of watching videos, thanks for watching this one. If you liked it, please like the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.